Hi, welcome back. Thanks for being here. It's Tuesday, it's the 6th, and we're glad to have you being a part of the program. Glad to tell you that the winter weather advisory is not so much going to play a part in our weather. But the last winter hit for a little while is going to cause some problems, and we'll get into some brief details on that before we go much further. But in addition to that, starting off the program, we'll also talk tonight. I've got, of course, another day of travel for myself. Taped early the program today so I can make it to Floyd Central. Now this was a freshman and JV only game, traveling to watch Andrew's teams. Varsity action for the Hornets picks back up tomorrow night. We'll go though to Jenkins last night and bring you back some highlights in just a few moments and go over some updated scores and schedules. I've also got an update on the case against a McGoffin County man who held a female at knife point, assaulted she and one of her two children, says authorities after a court proceeding, and why he may not face criminal charges in that report or case. Also, as I alluded to last night, an interview with a man who came into the office here in studio for the paper and the Or News Today Productions, wishing to say thanks to a community for the graciousness that they extended towards his mother. And we'll elaborate more on that briefly in a few moments as well. And a lot of other news and information. As for your weather, the latest update from the National Weather Service does coincide with other models and data that I've looked at, and does indicate that there will be some areas certainly impacted. That will include Fleming, Bath, Montgomery, Rowan counties. Light snow beginning at 10, but for some of us, this is going to be a rain event. But for others, some light snow beginning after 10, transitioning to a mix of snow, sleet, freezing rain, mid to late evening. This is becoming mostly freezing rain tonight prior to switching to liquid rain by daybreak, and then snow accumulations total under an inch, ice accumulations up to 2/10 of an inch. Then a cold front will change everything over back to a wintry mix tomorrow afternoon and evening, but no additional accumulation. There you can see the four counties that I mentioned. That area in the pink outline right now looks to be maybe the hardest hit, while the viewing area right now pretty much in the clear in the white, which also means we're going to be in the green. Right now, scattered sprinkles for us here in the viewing area and a slight chance of rain before 7. Those rain chances increase and go all the way up to a 100% chance. So we're going to see some rain tonight. It could even be heavy at times, and we could see up to an inch possibly tonight. And then rain continuing through the first half of your Wednesday. Temperatures will fall to around 34 by tomorrow afternoon. That's also about the time that the precipitation should be gone. So to our north, certainly a wintry mess. For us, just a good old cold rain as of right now, but more to come in just a few moments. And while I have an invitation for political candidates, this really translates to everyone. Before we go on to our other headlines, many of which, those being candidates, have been contacted by our salesperson. However, we want to make sure we reach everyone. And this is also a bit of an advertisement, if you will, for all of our readers out there as well, as we think that everyone will be very interested to hear from those running for office. It's in regards to a publication we're putting together for an upcoming, not too far from now, edition of the Sagersville Independent. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to be inserting an insert, or a tab, if you will, into an edition of the Sagersville Independent, a Meet the Candidates section, if you will. This will be separate from the paper, but included therein. We've got right at, or maybe even a little bit more than 100 candidates altogether on the ballot for the election coming up here in McGoffin County. And we're reaching out to all of them, and have already reached probably about half or a little more. But the deadline, of course, is coming in the next couple of weeks. We'll go to print with the issue, inside the issue, and we want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to be a part of this. This is giving everyone an economical and easy way to get their name, their message out there, include their photograph and their write-up as well. There are a couple of different sizes that you can choose. The main thing is to, A, get the word out to all political candidates that we haven't reached, and to excite all of those viewers watching, and which I hope are translating into readers as well, and to being sure to pick up an edition and read what they have to say. We're looking forward to getting this put together in its entirety, and right now hoping that anyone who hasn't been contacted will go ahead and contact our salesperson, Vanessa Castle. Here's her number on your screen, 496-5959. And once again, there are 3 different options you can choose depending on how many words and information you would like to relay to our readers. But once again, the deadline is approaching. We hope to be able to go to print in just a few weeks, maybe a couple of weeks or so. So with that said, be sure if you're a candidate, or if you have a candidate in your midst and household or whatever, your family, be sure and make sure they get with us and follow up, because we want to make sure everyone is included. This is going to be a tab that, once again, should be in print in just a few weeks. And of course, if you have any questions, you can also call us here at the office, 349-2915. I'll be right back.
Appalachian Wireless is showing the love to customers for the entire month of February. All month long, we've got 50 to 100% off retail pricing on today's hottest smartphones. Samsung GS8 retail price over $700. On sale now for $74.99. Samsung GS8 Plus retail price over $800. On sale now for only $174.99. All smartphones are included. Just another reason to be a part of the region's best network. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless and East Kentucky Network Company. 2-year agreement required. Excludes Advantage plans while supplies last. See store for details.
You want chicken? We've got chicken. We've got the best chicken of anywhere right here at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe. And we've got the best fish dinner, too. 2 perfectly golden fillets with wedges or fries, hush puppies, and homemade slaw. And you want shrimp? We've got shrimp, too. Get 8 big, tasty shrimp with all the fixings. And we understand, if you can't decide, get the combo. The best chicken, the best fish, and the best shrimp at your Sayersville Lee's. Win her heart this Valentine's Day with something beautiful to wear, or with any of the thousands of unique ways to say I love you at the seasonal shop. Candies, charms, jewelry, or indulge her in natural, chemical-free luxury. Earth Luxe. 100% pure virgin coconut oil, naturally formulated in India. Scrubs, conditioners, lip maintenance, shampoos, toothpaste, soaps, bath bombs, and more. The best way to say I love you and happy Valentine's Day to anyone is by doing it at the seasonal shop.
Hi, I'm Attorney Jeff Lovely. At my law office, we're determined to offer you and your family outstanding, cost-effective, and responsive legal services. I can help you if you've been injured in a car wreck. I'll be in your corner if you have a DUI or other criminal charges. To file bankruptcy and stop those harassing phone calls, or I'll fight for you and your children in divorce and custody cases. For all your legal services, contact me when it matters. In Sayersville at 349-4522, and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sayersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier. And our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sayersville National Bank. 349-3131. A new inventory perfect for the season at Parkway Gun and Pawn. Gas and electric space heaters, chainsaws to make your own heat, battery chargers, generators, snow blowers, and everything you need for the winter. And of course, jewelry, guns, games, TVs, electronics, and more. And of course, they'll loan you cash on anything worth $1 at Parkway Gun and Pawn. 349 Pawn. Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray, and pharmacy. And all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
Another top story this evening, the man who is charged in a violent knife assault and imprisonment case here in McGoffin County was in court yesterday afternoon, and he may not face any criminal charges after developments in yesterday's proceeding. Pat Arnett was arrested on Saturday the 27th, as I earlier reported, after he reportedly broke into an apartment lived in by a Krista Henry and her 2 children on College Heights. Arnett was said to have held her at knife point while police were knocking on the door, assaulting she as well as one of the 2 children, while another child made it out safely and was actually the one that was able to call 911 and summon police. Deputy Corey Cook, I believe it was, answered that call a week ago Saturday morning at around 9 a.m. McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Corey Cook was called to McGoffin Manor, the apartment complex on College Heights. That call coming into 911 at around 9 o'clock this Saturday morning after a child called 911 to get help after 25-year-old Pat Arnott reportedly broke into their apartment and was holding a knife to the child's mother's throat.
Nobody would answer the door when he got to the apartment. I think he discovered maybe some blood outside the apartment door, talked to the neighbors, and they said they were in there. They had been fighting shortly before his arrival. He contacted the landlord and he let him in. He found a male subject hiding in one of the kids' bedroom closets. The male subject didn't live there, had possibly broken into the apartment in the early hours of the morning. The female subject had a couple of cuts on her. Looked like come from a knife which was in the male subject's possession.
Neighbors told authorities that they had heard the fighting coming from the residents, but that they considered that normal and didn't think anything unusual of it. Deputy Cook did note in his citation, as you heard the sheriff explain, that when no one would answer the door but he could hear someone inside, and as soon as he noticed that drop of blood outside on the floor, that was when, with the assistance of the landlord, he made entry into the apartment. Once inside, it was the female, the victim, who told him where Arnott was hiding, inside the 2-year-old's room in a closet under a pile of clothes. When Cook reportedly gave instructions for Arnott to come out, Arnott began to do so, but then he started to yell and scream at the officer, with the officer trying to keep him calm. While Officer Cook did notice, as Sheriff Montgomery just said, that there was a cut to the victim's arm and one under her neck from the knife that Arnott was holding against her while telling her not to answer the door as police knocked. And the mother wasn't the only victim of assault. Arnott also reportedly struck the 2-year-old in the left side of the head, with medical attention being called on both their behalfs while on scene. And it continues. All of this took place in front of both children, and one of those children is credited with getting help.
One of the kids actually maybe is one made the call, got out of the apartment and went to the neighbors, possibly made the call of the situation.
The victim also told authorities that she believes that Arnott broke in sometime around 4 o'clock or so while she and her children were asleep. And as I told you in the initial report, 25-year-old Pat Arnott was charged with assault in the first degree, domestic violence, burglary in the first degree, disorderly conduct in the second degree, unlawful imprisonment in the first degree, and menacing. However, he may not serve time on those charges. During a court proceeding yesterday in McGoffin County District Court, the victim, Krista Henry, informed officers that she does not wish to pursue or press charges in the case. As a result, per discussion between the Commonwealth's attorney and the judge, they want Arnott to complete anger management and parenting instructions or classes and complete and pass drug screens. He was also issued a $50,000 surety bond, in which he must also pass drug screens and have no contacts with the victims, be it that College Heights residence, and must also enroll and attend those anger management and parenting classes or courses. The judge reset a preliminary hearing in the case for April the 2nd. This next report centers around a word of thanks that this man wanted to bestow to a community which showed a great deal of respect towards he and his mother and their family recently following funeral services held here in Sayersville in her honor. And I think you can more than likely figure out what we are speaking of. But the process of stopping and pausing after or when meeting a funeral procession that actually goes back. It's a long-standing U.S. tradition. I can't really find out where it started, but just a general statement that when motorized funeral processions became the norm, motorists soon after started to cede the right-of-way to all vehicles in any funeral procession and pulled over to the side of the road. And this was done out of course, a sign of respect for the deceased and those left behind to mourn. In many states, the tradition eventually became codified into law. However, while the general rule of thumb is to yield to a funeral procession, the exact laws, they vary from state to state, from community to community even. And some places there just are no laws and it's just left to the rule of the road, so to speak. Except, though, that most folks take this consideration upon themselves. Experts note that many people mistakenly believe that you have to pull over, but you don't, even though it is something that we see very common, well, almost daily, sadly, here in small communities like ours. And it's a tradition that I believe will always carry on in small communities like ours, all over the nation as well. I did some research today, and this is not uncommon, but in other states all across the nation, they practice the same scenario. Donald Hampton, who I believe is from Pikeville, was in Sagersville this week and pleased and honored to see, after services for his mother, Eva Lee Hampton, that just that took place. That motorists who he had no idea who they were and vice versa stopped and paused in honor of his mother's funeral procession. And he just kind of wished that we could help him say thanks.
I was really impressed when we turned, well, actually, when we was coming on 114 at the Restaurant Road, everybody was just so courteous of pulling over. You know, had respect, you know, for my mother, you know. Which nobody didn't know Mommy. They didn't know my little mother, Eva Lee Hampton, in there, and it really, so it wouldn't have mattered if somebody else was in there.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was just a simple woman. It wasn't like she was a county judge or nothing here, you know. And, you know, just that she got recognized, you know, that kind of respect, you know, it just impressed me.
And in a time where it seems as though everyone has some place to be and is in a hurry to get there, and meeting a funeral is perhaps that one and only time that most everyone stops and pauses without any complaint, in unison and regardless of schedule or destination, to pay respects to someone that most often they don't even know, regardless of what town they're traveling in. A practice that we've all been taught since we were kids, and one that I hope our kids will teach their kids and grandkids, and one that Donald says he was a bit taken back by, but very pleased to see.
I haven't really seen it up there. That's why it just give me cold chills. And we was all the way down to 460 to Great Creek. It was that way all the way to where we turned to where the cemetery is at. Everybody's just courteous pulling over. That just give me cold chills.
Sporting news in a moment. Right now, here's what's happening on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. First, another reminder that rootstock and plant orders are being taken right now at the McGoffin County Extension Service, and that's where you need to go to get orders in for strawberries and blueberries and red raspberry, black raspberry, asparagus, candy onions too. 349-3216, your McGoffin County Extension Service. And there's a big baby shower tomorrow, the biggest of baby showers for the community. This is for all McGoffin County new mothers of newborns to 3 months or expecting mommies. There's a baby shower, a fun but educational baby shower tomorrow at the McGoffin County Health Department, where you can learn all about nutrition and wellness and bonding and what to avoid during your pregnancy. And all those who RSVP get a free gift bag. There's door prizes. There's going to be lunch served as well. It's for 2 hours tomorrow afternoon at the Health Department, 2 till 4. And if you have any questions, you can call prior to 889-0328. There's an extension 4320. You can also contact the McGoffin County Health Department here locally at 349-6212 and ask for Carolyn. That's tomorrow, 2 to 4. And call us anytime you've got a calendar announcement, a birthday, an anniversary, or certainly a news story. You can also send the same information to P.O. Box 1443 in Sagersville. Your news today at yahoo.com. I'm on Facebook, and I've also got a phone that rings here and a fax that rings here as well, 3699 and 3221. Pass it along. We'll pass it along to everyone else. Going on to local funeral services, we've learned that 93-year-old Harold Prater of Dayton, Ohio, passed away on the 29th, and formerly of McGoffin County, he was the son of the late T.K. and Anna Prater. He's survived by his wife Marcella and daughters Kathy Rasick and Marcia McNally. Services were held in his honor Saturday in Dayton, Ohio. And we've been asked to read the following in loving memory of Amanda Gibson, gone 3 years ago today, greatly loved and missed still by her aunt and a host of family and friends.
I'm attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard, jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you are being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904. Gax with your taxes and a new car at Gateway Motors. All you have to do is take your W-2 to Borders Tax Services here in Salyersville and then go straight to buy your new ride at Gateway. You'll get your taxes done right, on time, and with the maximum refund, and you can drive your new vehicle today and pay for it when you get your tax return back from Uncle Sam. So call now to get the max for your taxes at Gateway Motors in Salyersville, 349 cars. Don't drive or let your family drive on unsafe tires because it's tax time or the holidays. Be sure and stop by Conley Tire today. They've got thousands in stock, 6 months, same as cash, and the latest rebates from the greatest manufacturers and over 30 years of service to this community. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. The flu has now reached epidemic proportions, and if you aren't or haven't been sick, odds are you will be. And Parkway Pharmacy has exactly what we all need to fight it and any other cold or illness. From immune boosters for adults and children as young as 2 to all-natural homeopathics made right here in the United States of America. They can help prevent you from getting sick or get you fast relief if you already are. With great tasting and easy-taking gummies, powdered mixes, rapid melting fruity tablets, and syrups at Parkway Pharmacy. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway, custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Salyersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. Well, like I said, for myself, a show again taped early so I can make it over to Floyd Central. Now, this is just a freshman and JV game, so no varsity highlights for you tomorrow. We'll have plenty of those day after tomorrow, as tomorrow is going to be a big night here at home. Right now, let's back up, though, take a look at the Hornets at Jenkins last night, which is where I was, and then take a look at where we are as the season is ever so more quickly winding down. The first 3 of the game, courtesy of Brady Whitaker, jumps McGoffin County out to a 5-0 lead. And the second by Mike Conley makes it 8. And this bucket by Morgan Howard and the 1 will equal a 13-0 run out of the gate for McGoffin County before Jenkins finally gets on the board at 4:43 to go in the first quarter. Then here's another big 3 by Brady, and another big 3 by Brady, and another from the other side just for good measure. And it all adds up to a 22-6 run in the first quarter for McGoffin County. The Hornets went on to cruise to a 76-58 win last night, their 3rd in the last 6 games. And that win will give them 7 on the season. That also sends them to Floyd Central tomorrow. No, they're hosting Floyd Central tomorrow. I'm going to Floyd Central tonight. Yep, that's right. So there's a doubleheader tomorrow night for the boys and girls. Boys will play game 2. That's after their 76-58 win over Jenkins. They're still 1-5 in the district. That puts them, of course, the 4 seed that I mentioned to you last night. Nevertheless, they will have 4 more games left in the regular season. They've got tomorrow night's home against Floyd Central. They're on the road at Lawrence County on the 8th, and then 2 more home games that will finish it up. Senior night for the boys and for a single dance team member will be February the 13th for that senior night. As for the Hornets, they were playing last night too. They were playing here at home. A loss to Pikeville, 35-58 on their home turf. Now they are the first half of a doubleheader, although they are hosting Jenkins in Game 1 tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Now the girls have got 6 games left on their regular season schedule. Their senior night, will be February the 15th. Home game here hosting Betsy Lane. That will be for the girls basketball players and cheerleaders, and the band senior night will be February the 16th. The girls, of course, will match up like this as it's now set in stone, so to speak. A few more district games left, but it will be Central, the 1 seed, taking on McGoffin County, the 4, and the 2, Paintsville, and the 3, Sheldon Clark in the district tournament, which once again starts at Central Monday the 19th. Speaking of Central, the boys 3-1 in the district. They've got one more district game left, hosting the Tigers this Thursday night. Their last game Saturday night. Sheldon Clark win on the road, 96-54. Your final score. They're even on the season with that win at 12-12, and they're on the home court tonight, hosting Pikeville at 7:30. Turning over to Lady Eagle action, and Coach Darren Rice, 48-39. That was over Sheldon Clark on Saturday night. They are not playing until this Friday night. That was the update I had for you last night as well. They're 12-11 in the district. They're hosting Paintsville this Friday at 6:30. And the girls undefeated in 57th district play. As for Paintsville and the boys, a win over Greenup, 89-44. That was Saturday night. They are tonight at Belfry. They are 5-0 in the district over at Paintsville and are rolling on an 18-5 season with 3 games left, counting tonight's road game against Belfry. They've got 2 more road games to wrap up the regular season. And the Lady Tigers had one come down to the wire last night, a loss by 1 to Pike County Central. This was at Pike Central, 65-66 your final score. They've got 2 games left in their regular season schedule. That will be Friday night's game at Johnson Central across town, last district game obviously as well, and then February the 12th at Knott Central. The girls from Paintsville on a 3-2 district season thus far. Still no real changes to our weather in the latest update. The counties circled in pink, that area is still looking to be the ones that might get the most snow and ice, those being Fleming, Bath, Montgomery, Rowan counties. The viewing area still firmly in white. Of course, we're still kind of on that line, but as of right now, to our north looks to be the wintry mess, the wet mess reserved for those of you watching on TV. Scattered sprinkles that are going to start to roll into the area very soon. Of course, I taped the show a couple of hours early, so local Doppler radar just not accurate, so we'll forego that. But sprinkles going to rain after 11 o'clock, possibly heavy rain at times. Heavy enough to add up to about 3/4 to an inch of total rainfall tonight. Winds out of the northeast, maybe 3 to 5 miles an hour or so, so nothing extreme as far as the winds, but a good little rain ahead. And Wednesday, that rain looks to be still falling up until about 2 or so. Temperatures are also going to fall. So we're going to hit 36 for tonight's low, and then we're just going to continue to fall to about 34 by 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Winds still out of the northwest at that time, maybe up to 10 miles per hour. Rainfall amounts tomorrow, maybe adding another 3/4 to an inch of rain tomorrow as well. So we could see a couple of inches of rain total, an inch to 2 inches of rain expected between tonight and throughout your Wednesday. Wednesday will be the end of it. We could see a few flurries on the back end of things. Temperatures will get below freezing right around dark or thereafter, and any precipitation will start to turn white. I think just some flurries at most at this point, maybe all the way through midnight or so. And then Thursday, we'll hit 40 and see some sunshine along with it, and 24 for nighttime lows. And that's going to be the last of the winter weather. I can't say wet, but definitely winter weather, at least for a little while. Friday, partly sunny and 55. Nighttime lows just above freezing. And here's your weekend. Low 50s and low 40s for nighttime lows Saturday. Low 30s for nighttime lows Sunday. And looks to be a wet one Saturday. A chance of rain and snow before 10. snow briefly. It's all going to go to rain thereafter when we get above freezing and then head on into the 50s. Rain chances Saturday night, showers likely on your Sunday as well. And then continuing into Sunday night, we might see some changeover Sunday night as we flirt with the freezing mark, but we're still talking about near 50 and sunny on your Monday. So that's going to do it for tonight. More news and news that you'll only see here when we see you back here next time. Thank you for watching and have a good Tuesday. Hi, and welcome to February. Yeah, I said February, the first day of the second month, and where did the first month go? Couldn't tell you, but we're glad to have you with us this evening. We've got a great deal of ground to cover. We're going to get right to it in just a few seconds. I can tell you right now as well what's following tonight's show, tomorrow's obviously, and a portion of that will be indictments returned by sitting McGoffin County Grand Jury today. We have those. We always give a 24-hour period for law enforcement to serve as many of those as possible before putting them out there. So we'll have that and other exclusive news and coverage for you tomorrow. On tonight's program, several updates, of course. Police are now asking for your help in locating the woman who they've identified as the one believed to be behind the wheel of the vehicle that blew by one and possibly two school buses here in McGoffin County this evening, and some other details. And speaking of other details, I've got some video from several different angles of that violent head-on car crash on the Parkway yesterday. Updates about the charges against the two people in the vehicle that caused the crash, the conditions of all four involved, including the mother and small child in the other vehicle, and actually her unborn child as well. We've got some information on several other arrests, weather, which is going to be quickly changing this evening, and a host of other news and information. We'll go ahead and get right to it with just a brief update on your weather forecast. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect. It started just about a minute and a half ago at 6 o'clock. It will go into well into the early morning hours tomorrow around 1 a.m. It's going to be a quick event. We're talking about rain changing over to snow, getting close to that for us, relatively close. I'll give you a better timeline and a look outside on the radar in just a few moments. A potential right now 1 to 2 inches of total snowfall accumulation, and then tomorrow through Wednesday, accumulating snow may also occur from Saturday night into your Sunday night as well, and again from Tuesday through Wednesday of next week. A lot of uncertainty regarding the timing with those and the amounts of snowfall, but we've got 3 snow events to pass along to you. We'll talk about our winter weather advisory in more detail in just a few moments. Let's go ahead and go to our first report this evening, and that will be an update on the auto accident that took place yesterday afternoon. As I told you last night, it was a breaking situation for us. It happened right around 4 o'clock or a little after, and actually a little after that I was still on scene, so in a rush to get back here and get the show put together and produced. Nevertheless, at that hour, I did have only limited details from Sagersville Police Officer Jeremy Watson, who is investigating the case and who has given me additional information actually last night and today in regards to this statement that he was able to give us yesterday on scene.
As far as we know right now is the maroon car behind me and the Chevrolet pickup collided in a head-on collision. The Chevrolet pickup was in the center lane making a left-hand turn into the Dairy Queen restaurant, and the maroon car crossed into the center lane, striking that truck very, very quickly. Didn't use a brake. Some eyewitnesses on scene told us that they had seen her earlier, that another guy on scene at RE198 had tried to flag down a constable because she was weaving in and out of traffic. The one guy that I spoke with said that he had seen her at the red light fixing her hair, wasn't really paying much attention to driving, probably texting or could be under the influence.
And authorities, that being Watson Perry's investigation, now believes she was under the influence and has been charged as such. To the left of your screen, right here, you'll see the vehicle come into view right there, the maroon car. That is her driving down the center lane all the way back before McDonald's. Here you'll see it from this angle. Right here and that's the collision. You'll see the pickup truck, the silver pickup truck belonging to Susan Salyer and her son, under 5 years of age. She's also, I spoke to her husband earlier today, about 10 weeks pregnant as well. and that was the violent collision that they sustained. They were pulling into the Dairy Queen. The truck, just for a split second, comes to a complete stop before the violent head-on crash. The car that was being driven by a Floyd County woman identified as Jerry Michelle Bailey appeared not to have attempted to slow down in any form or fashion. The police have evaluated the scene. They and I have also went over the footage and can see no signs of the vehicle attempting to slow down, possibly even speeding up before the crash happened. Now, the driver, Bailey, of the passenger car was conscious for a while on the scene and in the vehicle before being extricated. She and her, I believe, husband, who was the passenger, both had to be cut out of the vehicle. However, before she left the scene, she had stopped breathing and was unconscious. I am told that she and her husband both, which were airlifted from the scene, are both going to survive, both undergoing surgery for broken bones. As for Mrs. Salyer and her little boy, they were both taken by ambulance to the hospital and have since been released. No life-threatening injuries as a result at this time for either one of them. In regards to Jerry Michelle Bailey, she has been charged with driving under the influence of drugs at this time. She was found to have had several prescriptions. She and her husband had been to Lexington that day, according to evidence collected from their car. She had several prescriptions that had been issued to her from a doctor in Lexington and filled in a Lexington pharmacy that day. Some pills, I'm not sure the quantity, were missing from those. There was also evidence that she had taken a device to pass a urine test that was found during a, we'll say, body search or some sort of evaluation at the hospital, and leave it at that. But they were able to confirm that she had apparently used something to pass a urine test either at the doctor or another location earlier in the day. Nevertheless, she was also still unconscious as of last night, but said to be conscious earlier today. There was no other update on her condition except to say that her injuries were no longer deemed to be life-threatening. The husband, Stevie Bailey, both also from Floyd County, refused to give police a statement last night at the hospital. But he was charged with possession of a controlled substance. He had 2 pills that were found, one in his pocket and one which fell out of his pocket on the flight bed as he was being taken to the hospital. The entire situation remains under investigation. Reconstructionists will be back on the scene tomorrow due to the nature of the accident, and we'll have more on any additional charges or any other developments from this story, should there be any, and we suspect to have some more information after reconstructionists are on scene tomorrow. Another update tonight, and that's the case of a car blowing by a school bus this past Friday. Local authorities, that being the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department, are now searching for the woman they believe to be behind the wheel of the car at the time. They've also given us some additional pictures to share in hopes that maybe the public, the viewing public, will help them make an arrest in the case on what is now a list of charges, including felony charges related to the incident. It's still hard to watch. A student on Old Burning Fork Road just gets off of William Blankenship's bus, just now exiting, comes around the front of the bus, and just as he clears 1001, 1002 seconds later, a car goes flying by. That car was a Pontiac G6, which had a red front bumper. The bumper had been torn off or damaged or something and replaced with a factory painted red one on a dark charcoal gray car. And after authorities found the car, however, after some investigation, the car had been altered. Gulf County Sheriff's Deputy Neil Adams sending us these pictures to confirm that they had, after realizing the video of the car and the event existed, someone had painted the bumper silver in an effort to conceal it. Nevertheless, the Sheriff's Department and Deputy Adams believe that Jessica R. Minix was the one behind the wheel of that vehicle. She's also aware that there are charges and a warrant in her name, and they also are trying to locate her and have not been able to do so. They are hoping that she might be, or thinking that she might be, somewhere between here and the Johnson County area. If you have any information on her whereabouts, you are asked, as we have been asked to tell you, to call the Sheriff's Department at 349-2914. After hours, you can call 911. The warrant, she's facing additional charges in regards to the charge of passing an unloading or loading church or school bus is the name of the charge, but also reckless driving, a wanton endangerment, which is the felony charge, no license. She was driving on a suspended license, I believe, as well, and other counts, and she is wanted on those charges. And with your help, authorities would like to take her into custody, continue their investigation. Jessica R. Minix, 25, of Sayersville. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway, custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
At Hope Family Medical Center.
They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904.